In Unit 3, you'll learn to infer opinions and attitudes in a text. We'll take a look at what this reading skill is and how to apply it in the Paper 1 exam. You may ask, why do we need to learn to infer opinions and attitudes in a text? We do this because people don't always express how they feel about something directly, and that is true in everyday interactions as well as in written texts. So, what can we pay attention to in a text to infer the opinions and attitudes? In today's lesson, we'll take a look at word choice, rhetorical questions, and the order in which arguments are presented. A simple way to begin inferring the opinions and attitudes is to decide whether the word choice is positive or negative. Here are some adjectives that are usually used to express positive opinions or attitudes about something or someone. And here are some adjectives that are usually used to express negative opinions or attitudes about something or someone. Let's take a look at an example here. This passage is taken from Unit 3, Practice Paper, Paper 1, Part A, and it is talking about the opinions different people have about a school that is very strict. The word impressive here means someone is impressed by it, meaning they were surprised at how good it is. Impressive here is used to describe a positive opinion. A different type of opinion is also expressed in this paragraph: too strict and dangerous. Now, dangerous is mostly used as a negative description, but strict can actually be neutral. However, when you add too to something, it usually means it is imbalanced and not good. So here, too strict and dangerous would show a negative opinion on the subject. Now let's look at some rhetorical questions and how we can infer opinions and attitudes by paying attention to them. Rhetorical questions are questions that are asked without expecting the readers or the audience to answer. They can be used to engage the reader or arouse interest, but they can also be used to express the writer or speaker's opinion or attitude. Take a look at the rhetorical question here. How can kids grow up normal in such an abnormally harsh environment? Again, the person asking the question isn't looking for an answer. What they are saying is, in fact, kids cannot grow up normal in such an abnormally harsh environment. So from this, you can see that the rhetorical question is used to express disagreement. The question after that is also a rhetorical question. Even if they turn out all right, aren't they missing their childhoods right now? What is expressed here is, even if they turn out all right, they are missing their childhoods right now. And again, this expresses disagreement to the way the school is run as described in this text. Now, let's look at the order in which arguments are presented in this text. Many articles will include more than one side of the argument, sometimes as a way to present both sides of the argument, and sometimes as a way to show why the counter-argument is not valid. A common way for writers to emphasize on their opinion is to first present counter-arguments, meaning the side they do not believe in, and then present the side that is more aligned with their beliefs. For example, in this passage, the paragraph on the top presents a negative opinion of the way a school is run, but is followed by two paragraphs that describe the school in a positive way. The writer then ends the text with a rhetorical question that asks, "Isn't that what school is for?" Which really means, that is what school is for. So, from these, we can see that the writer actually has a rather positive opinion about this school. Let's see how we can use this reading skill, inferring opinions and attitudes, to answer a reading comprehension question on the Paper 1 exam. Here's a note completion question about critical views of Michaela, the name of the school discussed in the reading passage. Let's take a look at the relevant passage. Remember this passage from earlier? We have seen how impressive expresses a positive opinion, while too strict and dangerous express a negative opinion. The passage also mentions earlier that the school has fans and critics. We can see here that the fans find the school's approach impressive and the critics find it too strict or dangerous. So, the obvious answer to the first two blanks are too strict and dangerous. The other two blanks ask for something more specific in terms of the critic's opinion of the school. So let's go back to the passage. Remember this rhetorical question? We have discussed the meaning that can be inferred from it earlier. Here, you can see that the specific complaint regarding the school environment is that it is too harsh. Therefore, the answer to the third blank is harsh. The answer to the next blank can also be found in a rhetorical question we looked at earlier. Specifically, the opinion being expressed here is that students are missing their childhoods at this school. And the answer in this blank is childhood. So, by now we have a good sense of the type of opinion that is expressed in this paragraph, and we can easily find the answer to the last part of the question at the end of this paragraph when the writer says the school is yet to produce any exam results. So, the answer to the last part of this question is results. Let's take a look at another question. Is the writer's overall opinion of Michaela positive or negative? Explain your answer. So, this question is asking you specifically to identify the writer's opinion. Earlier, we have looked at how the writer laid out the arguments, negative, then positive, as well as the opinion that is expressed by the rhetorical question, "Isn't that what school is for?" at the end of the text. So, to answer this question, you can say that the writer's overall opinion of Michaela is positive or good. Don't forget to explain your answer by mentioning the positive opinion you've seen the writer give earlier, such as how the order or discipline at Michaela is impressive, or that the writer concluded the text with the rhetorical question, "Isn't that what school is for?" Now it is your turn to try using this reading skill to answer some questions. Use your newly learned skills on this text and see how quickly you can answer the questions below.